Hello, ladies and gents. We are back in Manaakitia after a rather extended absence, which, quite frankly, I've got no excuse for. It's not good enough. One thing I will be trying to work on this year is uploading content more regularly for this channel, because, well, it's a hobby and gives me something to do. But no, I've been doing a bit of work this last couple of days. Last couple of weeks, to be honest, on Manaakitia. We've got some reworked habitats, got some new habitats, some little changes here and there, because obviously we've had a couple of new DLC since I did my last video. Yeah, this is actually the second time of recording this video, because when I recorded last time, I accidentally deleted the roads here and there, as well as the markings. So yeah, we're, as I say, back in Manaakitia. Nothing really too much has changed from the outside, except for if you are one of the more eagle-eyed people out there, you'll probably notice we've got, just along there, we've got a new sign up there, because one of the first things we're going to look at today is, if we just head on up the stairs, is going to be the new restaurants. People still aren't going in through the zoo, these, but hey ho. So yeah, if we just head on in, we just push all these people out of the way. We've actually now put in the new restaurant pieces, which we've got all the indoor tables and that linked up, and we've also reworked up here. So obviously, as you can see, we've got new tables and chairs, but we've linked a good few of these up. We can't link all of them up, unfortunately, so they're not all being used, but they're dispersed enough that it's realistic. As the kitchens are there and everything, people, I suppose, wouldn't want to sit on light tables on the far side, because potential of food getting cold or whatnot by the time it's brought to them. We've got the viewing point there, which I'm pretty sure was there from the last video, if we just step all over these tables. So that's the only real change to the front of the zoo. We just head on down here. I've also actually, while I'm here, I had thought I'd put barriers, but like underneath these railings, to stop people from walking down the railings like that. But from the looks of it, they are still doing it, which, minor annoyance, but nothing too annoying. So the real changes, though, is if we head this way towards the elephant trail, which was very kindly done by Zoo. The first thing we'll notice is new is we have quite a large pond with some art-shape koi carp, which is, well, they're a bit oversized, but puts the image across if there's actually stuff going on in the in there, make it look a bit more alive, which I'm quite happy about. Tell you what, if rather than just having it still and everything, we'll have people moving around to give it a bit more, make it a bit more dynamic. So if we just head on around to here, obviously originally, if you remember, we'd only have to be able to go up this part of the trail just here, but we've now got a bit down there. So if I just take you down here, come across one of the new habitats of the zoo, which is nothing too spectacular, but we have our peafowl. In fact, the cock right there. Hopefully, is he going to do his display, or is he not? No, he's just going to roam around and... Oh, is he? No, just running around over the forage box and whatnot. But yeah, so we've got a new peafowl habitat there, just behind the elephants, because there was quite a bit of empty space here and I wasn't sure how to utilise it, but I came to the conclusion of doing it this way. So yeah, we've got our custom signs as we're doing for all the animals. I haven't got it for all of the animals in the zoo yet, but that is a work in progress. I have a little bit of information because just a bit I find interesting is peafowl do appear in ancient Greek mythology. We've got the legend of Hera, however you say it, and the peacock. Basically, hell hath no fury, like a woman's scorn. But yeah, if we just carry on round, we've just cut through the overgrowth here, and just round here. Another new addition to the zoo is I've set up a cafe type building around here, just a couple of the shops and everything. I actually did this before we had the just boxless shop pieces, but this is just behind the viewing platform for the cow elephants, so couldn't think of another name for this particular area than the Elephant Cafe, if that sign there wasn't a dead giveaway. So I'm just going to pause the recording here and I will join you over by where our next lot of changes happen. Oh, and we are back, so we're just by the red pandas. There's nothing actually new there, but you'll probably notice up here we have a new building, which if you have seen the previous video, is where our snow leopard habitat was. So the old habitat, there are pictures of it around, which are in the Planet Zoo Showcase Discord channel. Was, for want of a better word, it was a bit sad. Very open, looked a bit cheap, nasty. The zoo, it's more of a fantasy zoo, like unlimited budget XYZ, but it's more of like a high-end zoo in my head, so it's got plenty of cash rolling around, so it's not too bad. But yeah, so we've built a new habitat. So if we just look through here, we've got a little viewing platform, but unfortunately there are nothing in there at the minute. So if we just come around here, where all these people are coming down, we actually have a viewing platform, which gives you quite a decent view of the habitat. We do have two snow leopards in here somewhere, but no, you got a great view of it, but there's also plenty of space for them to go hide if they get stressed. Yes, I know we've got the log here, but it's not a climbable one. I think it looks good. We're on sandbox, nothing can escape, so I think that's just more fantasy over realism, to be quite honest. But at the end of the day, it's I'm building a zoo for me, it's my zoo, and I'm happy with it, so I'm not too fussed. And that's the main thing. But we just come down here, got another viewing gallery where we have our animal talk. Still can't see any of our two snow leopards, so I presume if we just carry on around here to look inside here, yeah, there they are. There's one just round here, and the other is just over. Oh, so typical. We come round and one goes out. But yeah, it's, as I said, probably a bit empty, bit bland in there. But that's zoos for you. Things like that. Indoor interiors it's designed to do a job. It's utilitarian, and it's function over form, really. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Just get around there to give you a better view of our snow leopards. There we go. There is one, and I'm really happy with how his habitat turned out. To be quite honest, this is probably both of them have decided to put an appearance in. That's not decent. But yeah, this is probably out of all the habitats that I've built personally, this is probably the one I'm most proud of, because I put a lot of hours into it, and it's near enough how I imagined it, because for once I actually came into building a habitat with a plan in my head as opposed to just winging it, which I do with a lot of my habitats. But that is one thing I am getting better at in my mind. That if I go into it with a plan, I have more idea, and the habitats turn out looking a lot better. So if we just look behind us, we have our mural pieces. Right, so because otherwise you're just going to have a wall behind us, because in here, I don't know if we can see anything or anyone. We have our sun bear habitat, but I can't see them down there in a minute. Again, we got our custom sign. Oh, okay, that's why we can't see them. They are boxed. Bear with me 2 seconds. There we go, we're back, and get rid of that. There we go. So yeah, we've got our sun bear habitat here again. This was one which I wasn't too planned out, but had an idea roughly how I wanted it to be in my head. If we just come up around here, we have a better view of it, which is just here, and plenty of rotten food about. But no, it just gives a view across the habitat there. Plenty of climbing, a lot of cover, sort of thing you'd be quite happy with. If we just come on right down, and you've got another window here which is one-way glass. And yeah, I must admit it's all very well and good, the sun bears, but they're not the most lively of animals in Manaakitia, it has to be said. In fact, we have 2 of the hammock pieces, which the game says they can use. I've personally never seen them use it, as with the feeder just here. And again, if we look behind us, we have another enclosure and a viewing gallery up here, because here we have our reworked Bengal tiger exhibit. So we just come up here. So we've got a great big viewing gallery, got our animal talk up here, hence the size of it. And yeah, like, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Again, got a little pool down there which was taken from I know the name of the zoo, I think it's the Bronx Zoo over in New York. But if we just carry on round, so you have the viewing platform just up there, you can carry on round though, and we have a viewing window just here which gives you an amazing view, like really close up and personal experience. Just gives you an idea of the size of these majestic, beautiful cats. And I'm really happy with this, and then it gives you a better view of the pool down there, which, as you can see, we do have guest viewing into, and if we're lucky, there we go, and we are going to get lucky, and we're going to hopefully get a really up close and personal view of our tiger. Yeah, there we go. Again, another close-up version of it. It's not the deepest, it's maybe about a metre, if that. But yeah, you can see on the guess it's only coming up to about chest height. And yeah, really happy with this. Just that up close and personal visit. We have another animal talk here, which is linked to the same one up there, so they do it at the same time, so it's a bit pointless having 2 different animal talks for the same animal at 2 different times. So if we just carry on back up, so those are the changes we've had to the zoo. So we go on to the new stuff now, which is only the peacock habitat and the elephant cafe are new, but we have an entirely new area which you may have seen the sign for, and we're just going to see the sign for now. Is we have our primate estate, this being a area totally dedicated to primates. So we have like lemurs, I admit we've only got lemurs in there as well as Japanese macaques, but it's going to be all our primates like capuchins, proboscis, monkeys, the great apes. So we just follow this path around. Like, I've made it a bit overgrown, like as if so you're going into somewhere totally new. have a staff building there, which I've hidden away with the as best I can of getting go away green. But as you can see, first thing you'll get, this is all going to be foliaged up. I haven't done any of that yet, but this will all be trees and whatnot. Have a little seating area just there, and here this was actually reworked from the original. But here we have our lemur dome, which I'm really proud of how this turned out. The first one was just too big, and the overall size of it was about the size of, still about the correct same size of the outdoor area for this, but that was just the entire habitat as opposed to just the outdoor. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm thinking like this is a new build of the zoo, and this was like one of the first things they built, like, as a star attraction to draw the eye and get people to come visit the zoo. This took ages to make, and I'm so pleased with how it's come out. I mean, this is going to be the thumbnail out for the videos you've probably already seen. I maybe could redo the climbing frames and such, because I have been through the workshop and downloaded a whole load of climbing frames, because climbing frames aren't exactly my forte. In fact, actually, while I'm talking about workshop, I will credit the creator of those koi carp in the description, because I'm aware I didn't say at the time, and I can't remember who they are off the top of my head, but they will get a mention in the description of this video. And there we go, just so you can see we've got all three different lemur species, have an animal talk for all three, all done at different times, and we're just going to get a massive gathering in the foraging box. So yeah, if we just carry on round, so that's, as you can see, is the outdoor part of the habitat. If we just come around to here, we have the indoor part, which again is a bit empty, a bit bland. But again, it's utilitarian, it's function over form, and it serves a purpose. Most of the time our lemurs do spend their time outside anyway, so it's not too bad. If we just head on round now, you'll probably have noticed this building just here, and we'll look at this one in just a second. So we have what I've named the marketplace, which basically functions similar to a restaurant, but we just have somewhere like basically a rest stop. We have our all the original food and drink shops. The only one missing is the new bakery, because this was built before that came out. Because I built it before the rest of the park, so he was just coming up with ideas, and this just all came into place. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Unfortunately, people don't use the chairs and tables and whatnot, but we have our imaginations, and we can pretend that they do. And the final habitat we're going to look at today is actually one I've just finished building, where we have our Japanese macaques. Again, this is reworked from what the original one was. The original was, it just wasn't sitting right with myself, so I decided to rework it and this is where I've used some of the new climbing rigs that I've got from the workshop. We see our interior, a bit more filled out, with plenty of climbing frames in here. I think I put 3, maybe 4 in here. But plenty of climbing indoors, and then outside we have just a plethora of climbing opportunities for them. I think I've got nearly a kilometre, I think it said, of just climbing frame. So I'm really pleased with how this one came out. As I say, this is the one I finished about 10-20 minutes before I started recording this. Yeah, I mean, it gets really crowded through here. This was initially just one path, and I had to put multiple cut-throughs here, and it's still really rammed, but I don't know why people just don't seem to want to use this path here, which is lovely and free, but I suppose because new animal, I don't know. But yeah, it's so that's all we've got currently. I did actually put a little ledge here, so you could potentially get them running up and down the windowsill, but they don't appear to be doing. I think we just got a little bit glitching. But yeah, so that's what we've got so far. So if we just cut back to here, so yeah, as you can see, that's the aerial view of the Primate estate so far. We've got our staff building here with a couple of staff rooms in it, you know, the staff rooms, keeper huts, and we have actually got another keeper hut down here. The macaque habitat, I do have some water fountains over, because I've tried my best in all the habitats to hide the fountains away, because they're not the best to look at, I will say. Which all that. So as we've got one just here, and there's also an interior one. If we just come in, you can see it there, but I put it in its own separate room away from everything, so you can't see it. And wow, that is a massive pile of poo. So yeah, plans going forward. Get custom animal signs for our macaques, our lemurs. Obviously got to put some trees and everything through here. Avoid it being so bare. We're also going to be putting in some more animal habitats. Maybe not necessarily in this area, but going out this way, that's for certain. Next animal going in, I'm not too sure what it will be. I'll see what just takes my fancy at the time. And then of course we're still going to be having our reptile house starting here, and then our Africa area will probably be there, because let's face it, there's more African animals in the game than pretty much anything else. Maybe put some facades of buildings up, make it look a bit more lively, so it kind of matches our cityscape in the background. But yeah, it's coming along well, I feel. I'm I'm still pleased with how it's come on. I have also actually added a little bit in here while I think about it. Nothing too spectacular, just giving the pangolins a little bit more for once you can actually see them through here, because most of the time I look through here you can't actually see them. But I've added in the new rubbing pad, so just a little bit more for them to do in there. Just so I appreciate it's not the best habitat in the world, just try and make them a bit happier, I guess. But yeah, nothing much else to report really. Yeah, just keep plugging away at it. I'm still really enjoying it. I have started a side project which I'm not too sure if I'll make videos on. I probably will. But until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you again, and we will have another tour, because I'm not entirely sure on how to do time lapses for it, or speed footage up on it on a Premiere to do speed builds, and I will admit I'm not the fastest builder in the world. So yeah, we'll see you next time, and hopefully we'll have a bit more of this area here filled out. So yeah, cheerio.